Fellas, ladies, lady. What y'all got for me?
Go back and watch the tape. What sticks out from, was it better than you thought, worse than you thought from week 2?
From the game?
Yeah.
I felt like we played pretty well. I felt like we started really good. Like I said, I think there's some things that we need to clean up, but sitting at 2-0 is a lot better feeling than sitting at 0-2. So, we're grateful for these wins because we understand they're hard to come by, but we know we can't get complacent. Got to stay hungry and make sure we have the same focus every week.
How involved have you guys been in the pass rush these first 2 games?
Pretty involved. They've sent us a little bit more. We've tried to hug up on our, find little opportunities to kind of just, sneak our little bodies in there. So, my body's going to be. But anyways, so we're trying to find ways to get to the quarterback.
What have you thought about all the base you guys have played through the first 2 games?
I don't mind it. I mean, the more linebackers, the merrier, in my opinion. I think you kind of force teams to they want to pass. When they see base, they want to come out and try to pass the ball. But when you're dropping your hooks and dropping your zones, they tend to check it down to those intermediate routes, and you got pretty big bodies coming to make the tackles. So, I think it's fun. It's just adds another dynamic to our defense. We got a lot of different personnels that we can play. Last year, we had a lot of DBs, and we showed we can do really, really well with that. This year we have a lot of linebackers, and show we can do really well with that as well.
What was your reaction when you heard Drew wasn't going to play this week?
It was unfortunate. I was looking forward to playing him. It's always fun playing against him. It's like a chess match out there. Him coming up to the line, changing the calls, and trying to see what we're in. So, it's always fun playing against him. So I hope he has a real good recovery and see him soon.
What kind of challenge does that present? I mean, you haven't seen many games without Drew Brees, a quarterback for the Saints, in a long time to figure out what they're going to do without him.
Well, you just got to watch, the type of plays that they use Teddy, when he got in the game. You got to watch, because I think they do a little bit. He gets out of the pocket a little bit more, and so you just have to see, what style do they play. Drew's been playing for a long time, so he's mastered a lot of, the reads and things of that nature. And so you just got to see what type of offense are you going to see. It's going to be a little bit different, but it shouldn't be crazy different.
Is there anything you did in preparing for Bridgewater in 2015 in that Freezer Box playoff game too? Does that apply at all now, or is that too utility?
Nah, that game was like negative 29 degrees. That was the biggest element in the game. I don't know. We was thinking about the quarterback at that point. You know what I'm saying? When I came out and warmed up and I saw a dude sneeze and it turned into ice before it hit his lip, I knew that was the biggest element we was going to face.
As a leader on this defense, when you're facing a backup quarterback, do you have to say anything to the guys to make sure that no one's overlooking anything or getting complacent about, Drew Brees is out, okay, now this is going to be easier?
Yeah, you definitely got to remind the guys not to let your guard down, because at the end of the day, you're in it's a professional league, and the guys behind those guys are professionals. And, you can't take anybody light, because they can come out and have one of their best games. And so, it's just part of letting the guys know we got to stay locked in. And, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to put our best foot forward every chance we get. And so, myself, KJ, Russ, all those guys just got to remind them that don't matter who we playing, we got to play our game. We can't let the opponent dictate how we play.
Brees has been a top-tier quarterback for a long time. Is there something about his game that he does better than most of even the best quarterbacks?
I think the way he kind of commands the offense is special. I think the way that he finds receivers is special. The way he extends plays, it's not like he extends plays to run the ball. He extends plays to allow his guys to get open, and they have a really good chemistry. And, I think he takes the time. From what I hear, he takes a lot of time, puts a lot of, even at whatever age he's in, he's still staying late, still, running routes with the guys. And And, you would think as you get older, you stop doing those things, and he doesn't. And so that's what you got to respect. Respect the guys that still put in the same time and same effort as when they came into the league as they are now.
The younger guys on defense, are you starting to see the light go on in terms of how they want to play in the regular season? And how long did it take you in your first couple games to figure out the NFL, this is not the preseason anymore? Not just the speed of the game, but thinking about things.
Yeah. I had to speed up a little bit faster because I had Sherman in my ear and Mike B in my ear, and he was making fun of my neck every time I made a call. So you had to learn early to let people talk trash and ignore them. But you definitely see the guys coming out, because I think when you get into the league, you expect it to be so different, and you expect the people that you watch to be so different. And when you get and you start playing games, it's not different. It's the same game that you've been playing. It's the people that you playing, you just saw them on TV before you played them. And so, once you get over that, and once you start to, watch the game and figure out, how they're trying to attack you, understand if you're a rookie or a young guy, they're going to come after you. Once you have that mindset, it becomes a regular football game.
What's wrong with your neck?
Huh?
What's wrong with your neck?
I think my neck is fine. They just say it's not as long as it should be.
Did you get to ride first class on the way back when the coaches?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we did. Because, if we win, we get first class. Either way, my seat's good. So whether we win or lose.
Has that been the deal ever since you were here?
I don't remember when that started. I think Mike B probably asked why they got first class and we didn't. And then I think maybe coach's response was like, well, if you win, you get first class. And so ever since that, we always enjoy winning on the road.
He says Ken Norton Jr. complains about it from the coach.
He does, because he goes from his first class seat to not so much space. And so he complains about it, but he'll deal with it. That means we won.
You have an assigned seat, or you just claim the same one?
I claim the same one. There were nobody would be sitting in my seat. It has a lot of leg space.
Bulkhead?
It is secluded. Nobody's by you. It's nice. I got short legs, but I got leg space.
Is there a reason you wear 54?
Yes. Dang, that's 2 weeks in a row. You asked an interesting question. The reason why I wear 54 is because when I was a kid, I was watching basketball and I was looking at Jordan and I was looking at all these other guys, and I wanted to have a number like that. And so I was going to choose like 23 or something. And my mom was like, you should set your own trend. And so it just so happened that day I had a shirt that had 9 on it. And so 9 from that point was my favorite number. And then I wore it in high school, wore it in college. Then when I got here, I tried to wear 9. They said we can't do that. So I equaled 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9.
Alvin Kamara, just what makes him so dangerous?
Man, I would say the number one thing is his balance. When you see guys kind of, go at him, tackle him, he's always keep his feet moving. He's always seemed to be well balanced. He's kind of like a receiver. He can do it all. He runs hard, and they, motion him out, and he lines up and runs receiver routes. And so that makes a guy special because he could do it all. He can run screens. He can run between the tackles. I've seen him run a corner from the backfield. And so, you could do a lot with a guy like that. And so we're just going to have to make sure that we pay attention to him and, know where he's at all times.
KJ's tackle with the hand, have you ever seen anything like that?
I don't know if I've seen anything like that. But, the goal is to get him down. So whatever means necessary. If it's your hand, we got to stay away from the neck because we don't get fined. If you got to trip him, you got him down. So.
Did you say anything to him after the play in the huddle?
Nah, when I was running, I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird when I saw it. I was like, well, he held his hand for quite a long time, but but he made the tackle, so that's all that matters. But I definitely was wondering, was he thinking about that, during the play? Like, because they were holding hands for probably like 5-6 seconds. So it's very interesting. You got to ask him about it.
Have you talked to him about it at all? Or?
Nah, you leave certain things alone, you know what I'm saying?
Does Pete Carroll's relationships with players, you personally, does it surprise you in a business that's as cold, cutthroat as it is that he can force?
A little bit, but not really, because it's all I know. So you go from college, and I feel like my college coach was a player's coach, and then you come to the league, and from what I've always saw that, he had a great relationship with the players. And so when I got here, it was the same thing. But, you would hear from other guys, other teams that it's not like that, anywhere else, and, he could be faking it or whatever. But, from the moment I've been here, it's been genuine. And I think that's what allows him to relate to us, because he's been genuine, he's honest, and you could tell that he wants to succeed, because when he first came back and was coaching, you could feel that he was used to the college, from you got guys for 4 years and then you move on and get a new crew. And so we were, myself, Sherm, KJ, all those guys were together for so long that you could see like his mind kind of shift and see that he was helping, young men grow into older men. And so you could tell he tried to start helping us with life outside of football, and, what is our purpose and where do we see ourselves outside of playing football. And to me, I thought that was cool because, coming in, you didn't hear about that. Coaches don't care about your purpose. Coaches don't care, what you do in life after football. So for him to just ask that question was pretty cool, and he's been doing it ever since.
Does it blow your mind that a 68-year-old white guy from Marin County can relate so well to this locker room?
It blows my mind every time I see him running, because I don't know if he realizes he's not really moving that fast, but he does it every day. And so I'm like, all right, well, whatever makes him get up and be positive. He has so much energy. Honestly, the first 4 years in the league, like, if you would have never told me his age, I would have never assumed that he was the oldest coach in the league. And so that just shows how much energy he got, how much positive he is, and, he's blessed.
When he asked you about, your purpose after football and stuff like that, what did you tell him?
I told him I had an interest in business. I told him I had an interest in, trying to own a team, trying to, create a second income while playing, to help my transition from whenever I leave this game. And it was a lot of things. I was pretty young, so I had a lot of ideas. So I'm kind of starting to act on those ideas.
Did Pete's demeanor or approach or anything change in any way, essentially last year when you guys had such a big turnover and, without Richard and Cam and all those guys kind of being here anymore?
No, I think it kind of a little bit, you could see it was a little bit kind of, I guess, revived them a little bit, because when you have the same group of guys, you can kind of think that maybe your message is getting, they seeing the same things or they hearing the same things, and, you got a new set of ears, new set of guys, and so it's like, okay, now I got to have the same, energy, because these guys haven't heard this story. So I got to make sure this is, it hits them the way it hits the older guys when I first told it to them. So even like for us, like, we look forward to those stories, even though we heard them, because it's always like one or two things that maybe he mentioned to say the first time, or we didn't catch the first time because we weren't really locked in on that part. So, he's done a great job. You look forward to coming to work. Anytime you have a job and you look forward to coming to work and working with the people in the building, it's a pretty special place.
You just mentioned the neck tackle and getting penalized. Were you surprised that hit on Russell wasn't penalized in any way on Sunday?
I didn't see it. I saw he turned it in, but I didn't see the play. So I'm not sure. When it's our offense, call it every time. When it's us, don't call it. That's kind of where I stand.
Anything else? Thanks, Bobby.
Appreciate it.
DK's here. DK's talking?